All right, I thought I would talk about my do-nothing plan to win at life. Now, prefacing this by saying I just discovered, like 2 hours ago, Lao Tzu and the Tao Te Ching, or Tao Te Ching. And it's immediately like, holy crap. Oh my god, everything I've been trying to do and forcing everything and like all this, it's like actually like, whoa dude, that's crazy. Like I've been doing exactly the wrong thing. I haven't been flowing. I've been like stop and starting. Kind of like how they say life is a marathon. You don't sprint the entire way. You don't sprint. Like imagine the tortoise and hare, right? The tortoise is kind of the flow, and the hare is like the sprint whenever you can, and then pass out exhausted. Maybe the hare was snapping because he was exhausted from running so fast for so long. And he wasn't just lazy or something, right? I mean, that's one of the interpretations of the tortoise and the hare in a way. Anyways, I've got a little commentary on it in terms of my own life, and this video will be called "My Do Nothing and Win." My do nothing and win at life's strategy. I mean, technically, you're not doing nothing literally entirely forever, or I'm not. But temporarily, at least, and learning this. But I wanted to caveat this by saying it's not about giving lazy people who are naturally lazy and don't actually do anything at all themselves permission to be lazy entirely. It's kind of like I think it's a process of like you start kind of lazy and then you motivate yourself super hard with the Sigma grind set kind of motivations to get less lazy and disciplined and so on. And some people are lazier, some people are more hard charging and so on. And you might start lazy and then Sigma grind set, and then you need Lao Tzu and the Tao Te Ching and the art of doing nothing to kind of balance out a little bit. And I'll just read off what I wrote down basically. Because I'm a very Sigma grind set person. If you check my X or Twitter posts, and my existential guide, crisis guide, and toolkit's basically me like burning the midnight oil and so on. So like, you know, 170 videos or something in like a year at most, and like it's like not a lot of success, maybe a few people, but like I've got a life plan that I've been hesitant about, and I think might work, but I wasn't exactly sure about the reality of it, and like I was lost and like confused and like worried, and like I wanted to do something, but I wasn't sure if it'd work. I still don't know if it'll work, but this is me basically predicting stuff and so on. So a little joke to begin with, and this covers the essence of it. He who builds only uranium rods to speed up the nuclear process, so to speak, blows up the reactor. That's my little joke about Lao Tzu and the principle behind this. So put a few control rods in to slow down the process a little bit, right? You can still have the process, just to slow it down a little bit. So what I said is, I'm going to give up trying to be the last bastion of preventing the world from blowing up, and white knuckle gripping to everything and so on. Desperately working myself to the bone mentally, like I used to do physically, and seeming to get nowhere by forcing things. And this is also a work smarter, not harder kind of thing. But I've kind of figured out a way to formulate it that I think the Tao Te Ching is saying from the little I've read of it or listened to people talk about it and so on. It'll be more about letting myself work hard, not forcing myself to, and letting myself play, not thinking of forcing myself to play. Because if I do that, then I only play like 30 minutes of video games a week while being jobless and like no one watches my videos and so on. Even when I'm working hard on them and stuff. And if that means I'm not doing anything really for anyone else very much at all for the next 6 to 12 months while I save for a computer so I can do Let's Plays to entertain for a career or a living or just a hobby or something, then after a decade of being a bit rusty at video games, which is why I'm playing video games for the next half to a full year without entertaining anyone, so I get better at playing video games again, basically. So I'm still technically doing something. It's prep work, in a way. Getting better at them again, so be it. And while I do want a little fame and fortune, I will learn to be comfortable with what I have. Not worry about being a parasite, which I've been terrified about and kind of like I've always been kind of like a hard charger and want to be a productive person, but I've never quite managed to be it properly, at least in a large way, because nobody can say I haven't tried to be productive. And if my ex-girlfriend comes back, like I think God promised she would, and is my sugar mommy, I'll always be able to entertain on my own YouTube channel. I'm not going to worry if she's the moneymaker primarily, if I'm putting in a little effort to make money as well. And I can definitely see why C.S. Lewis endorses the Tao Te Ching or mentioned the Tao, Tao, because T is pronounced D in Chinese, and so on. And the final lesson is literally the Tao Te Ching says something important, which is letting go doesn't mean losing everything. It's literally the Steam, Valve, Gabe Newell, do nothing and win strategy, right? By not forcing things, but allowing things to process. And allowing yourself to be part of the process without trying to force it. It's about letting yourself win, not forcing yourself to win at life, essentially, and so on. And the metaphor I'm going to give is, imagine for a moment that you're holding on to a bar and you're not sure how far it is down to the ground and so on. An iron bar or a steel bar or something like that. On like a monkey bar set or something. And you're refusing to let go, or you're like get a sudden impulse even though you know you're only like an inch above the ground, that you will like fall a kilometer or something like that. At some point you can rationalize letting go, but you just need to let go to begin with so that you're free to walk to like a friend's house for a party or something, or to work or something like that. You can't be paralyzed hanging on for dear life all the time and so on. I know technically there's situations where you gotta hold on for dear life in some situations and so on, but the Tao Te Ching is kind of giving a weighted discussion, and I'm pretty sure it's towards people who are already Sigma grind setting and so on. on how to approach becoming a proper leader of other people and boss slash king or ruler or influencer or something like that. So those are the two caveats I'll give based on my personal knowledge and so on. But I'll be honest. I've been Sigma grindset and everything so long, and it's like almost impossible for me to let go because I'm terrified the world's gonna like end or something, or there's gonna be nuclear Armageddon, or like there's gonna be a civilizational or economic collapse that I won't be able to handle, and so on. And the little bit of Tao Te Ching from Lao Tzu that I've actually listened to just tonight, like literally half an hour's worth of like top 5 quotes or something, is like suddenly like it provides a metaphysics or like a cosmic logic for why this is actually right. Why it's not going to end the world if you don't work yourself to the bone. Not everything's going to collapse, and so on. So I haven't listened to the full Tao Te Ching yet, but the little bits I have listened to are teasing me with this promise of a let things happen in their own time, don't try and force it, and you'll actually get further than if you're sprinting and then collapsing for a while, and then sprinting and collapsing for a while, and sprinting and collapsing for a while, and so on. So that's my video. We'll see if this plays out properly, but I've been failing with the working myself to the bone mentally and or physically throughout my life thing for some time. Despite having a supposed IQ of 130 to 140, and despite the fact that I've worked myself to the point of exhaustion where I'm collapsing right after work for like half an hour's nap or an hour and a half's nap before walking home to get a proper night's sleep and so on, and all that stuff. And that's the context I give in the context of what I think the Tao Te Ching is saying and so on. And my previous video on the youth versus age thing, I do believe you need a foundation of a strong work ethic and discipline and motivation and so on. But I think once you get to that point, then the next level is the Tao Te Ching, basically, or Tao Te Ching. And to compare it to Dragon Ball Z for a moment, it's not Ultra Ego Vegeta. It's like saying you're Goku or something, right? Or Krillin or someone, or Master Roshi or something like that. Where it's like you begin to work hard, and then Super Saiyan is the Sigma grind set, and then Ultra Instinct specifically is the Tao Te Ching in some way. Ultra Ego might be kind of similar in a way, but it's like Vegeta's version of not exactly Tao Te Ching. And almost like Vegeta's the Berserker, and Goku's like the Lao Tzu Tao individual. And of course, it's ordered in such a way that even if they're equal some of the time in Dragon Ball Super, from the bits and pieces of shorts and stuff I've watched, Goku is the protagonist primarily on some level. So he's kind of like the best version of things. And Vegeta's kind of like a slightly inferior version who's roughly equal, and so on. And the thing is, Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct might actually be variations of Lao Tzu or the Tao Te Ching for different types of people in some sense. That would be my guess. I don't know for sure, but that's my guess. And Super Saiyan in this case is the forcing it thing, or working really hard style of approach. And once you've mastered like as a metaphor, if you've mastered the divine key of Ultra Ego or Ultra Instincts on some level, it's said you can combine it with Super Saiyan, and like that's maybe a fourth level to this whole thing. But Super Saiyan is a transformation, and it's a temporary thing. It's not a permanent state of being. And well, Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct tend to be more sort of like the abilities or processes or transformations that you can keep up and still give a lot of power, even though you're not burning yourself out, basically. So there's like an advantage to them. And then, like, once you've mastered that kind of stage of things, then you can do Super Saiyan with Ultra Instinct or Ultra Ego and so on. So it's going from being weak and lazy to disciplined and motivated grind set to Tao Te Ching, and then kind of like knowing exactly when to sig my grind set and when to just relax and so on. And that's like the normal Saiyan, the Super Saiyan, the Divine Key, and then the Super Saiyan and Divine Key approach. That's my formulation of it. I haven't read a lot of the Tao Te Ching yet, but like I read a little bit or listened to some audio from YouTube about it, and it's like popping off my brain, like it's not cooking my brain, it's popping off like neurons in my brain going like, oh, this is actually really amazing, this is awesome. And I'm gonna listen to the full Tao Te Ching because I think it also gives like a metaphysical or cosmic order reason why you're allowed to let go of like white knuckling the all the way through your life on everything. And I really need that, basically. So yeah, that's my video for now. Thanks for watching if you do, and I'll talk to you later.